Beloved friends, do you know that the vast cosmos, with all its infinite wisdom and order, mirrors the inner workings of your own heart? Just as the stars, planets, and galaxies follow a divine law, an unbreakable force that governs their movements, there is a similar law that governs the rhythm of your life. This law is called karma. It is not a mere concept. It is the essence of cause and effect, woven into the very fabric of your existence. But here is the catch, my dear friends. The worst karma does not come from the outer world, it comes from within you. And the most powerful form of karma is the one you create daily, often without even realizing it. Karma is like the silent wind, invisible yet deeply felt. It is not simply the physical actions you take, but the thoughts you entertain, the words you speak, and the intentions you harbor. The worst karma that shapes your life is the one that arises from the seeds you plant in your own mind. And in this world of rapid movement and distracted living, we rarely stop to question the quality of those seeds. But I invite you to pause with me today to look deeply into the garden of your mind, to assess the seeds you are planting, and to understand the tremendous impact they have not only on your life, but on the lives of those around you. In this boundless universe, there is a law that all things must follow. Just as the river flows according to the course set for it by nature, so too do our actions flow according to the mental currents within us. The journey of our soul is not only determined by the actions we take, but also by the thoughts we nourish. In this vast spiritual panorama, there exists an unseen energy, an energy that is created every moment by our own choices, by our thinking, speaking, and acting. And this is the root of the worst karma. Many may think that karma is only the result of visible actions of good deeds and bad deeds, but let us, with open hearts and discerning minds, explore a deeper truth. The worst karma is born from the unchecked thoughts in your mind, the angry words you speak, the feelings of resentment you harbor, and the unintentional actions you take, driven by unawareness. Karma, at its core, is not just a law of retribution, it is a law of creation. You are constantly creating your own reality moment by moment by the very thoughts and emotions you harbor. These thoughts ripple outward, and like a stone cast into a still pond, they send waves that return to you in ways you might not expect, but in ways that are necessary for your growth. You may wonder, how can my own thoughts and feelings create such power in my life? How can they shape the circumstances around me? The answer, my friends, lies in the understanding that the inner world governs the outer world. The external world, in its infinite complexity, is merely a reflection of your inner thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. Every thought, dear ones, is a seed that has the potential to manifest into something greater. The thoughts you entertain shape your desires, which in turn shape your actions. But even beyond this, thoughts are energy. They vibrate at different frequencies. Higher frequencies bring peace, love, and light, while lower frequencies bring anger, bitterness, and suffering. You see, karma is not just the sum of your actions. It is the cumulative effect of all the thoughts you think. Thoughts are subtle forces, and even though they may not immediately manifest in physical form, they shape your reality. Now, consider this. When you entertain thoughts of negativity, jealousy, or resentment, you are planting seeds of negativity in your subconscious mind. These thoughts build like layers upon layers of negative energy, and eventually they manifest in your life as painful experiences, obstacles, or challenges. The worst karma comes from the failure to control the thoughts that arise in your mind. Most people live their lives in a constant state of reaction to external circumstances, unaware of how their own inner world creates the conditions of their outer reality. You must learn to master your thoughts. You must develop the strength to choose the thoughts that nourish your soul, that elevate your being. When you allow negative thoughts to roam unchecked, you are giving power to your own suffering. Thus, the most insidious form of karma is not the karma brought about by others, but by your own unconscious thinking. Words are powerful. We must understand that words are not mere sounds or letters strung together. Words are vibrations, forces that enter the universe with a specific frequency. Just as music can uplift the soul or depress the heart, so too can words. And more than that, words shape the world around us. Consider for a moment the impact of your own words. Do you speak words of peace, love, and kindness? Or do you speak in ways that belittle, hurt, or judge others? Every word you speak is a seed that is planted in the world. It is a thought that is carried outward into the universe, often with far-reaching consequences. When you speak words of judgment, criticism, or hatred, you are not only harming others, you are also creating negative energy in your own heart. The words you speak will eventually return to you. The energy behind your words is like a boomerang. It circles back and shapes the very experiences you will have in the future. This is why it is said that the mouth is the gateway to the soul. If you speak from a place of anger or hurt, you are only creating more suffering for yourself. But when you speak words of love, gratitude, and encouragement, you are planting seeds of peace. You are creating harmony in your life and in the lives of others. These words of kindness are like a balm for the soul, healing wounds and lifting burden. You must learn to choose your words carefully, for they carry with them a vibration that echoes throughout the universe. Every word you speak sends forth a wave that returns to you, sometimes magnified, sometimes in unexpected forms. You may be wondering, how do actions tie into this unseen law of karma? I understand that thoughts and words can create energy, but how do my actions come into play? Ah, dear friends, actions are the manifestation of thoughts and words. You see, while thoughts may be subtle and words may be transient, actions are the physical embodiment of both. When you act without awareness, when you act from the unconscious mind, you are perpetuating the cycle of negative karma. These actions may seem small, perhaps a hurried comment, a fleeting glance, an unnoticed gesture, but they accumulate. Every action, no matter how seemingly insignificant, sends ripples through the universe. Think of the countless small decisions you make each day. The way you interact with the people around you, the way you respond to challenges, and even the way you treat yourself, these actions are constantly shaping your life. The worst karma arises when we act out of selfishness or unconscious impulses. We make decisions based on fear, greed, or ego, without considering the long-term consequences of those actions. In doing so, we create negative energy that boomerangs back into our lives. When we hurt others, we hurt ourselves. When we lie, we create distrust in the world around us. But when we act with awareness, with intention, we begin to break free from the cycle of bad karma. Every action becomes a prayer, an offering to the universe. The greatest freedom comes from forgiveness, dear friends. Forgiveness is the light that dissolves the darkness of karma. The burden of resentment, anger is heavy, and it weighs down the soul. When we choose to forgive, whether it is another person or ourselves, we free ourselves from the grip of negative karma. We dissolve the chains that bind us to past wounds and suffering. Without forgiveness, we continue to hold on to the past, dragging it with us into every new day. We become prisoners of our own grievances, and that energy, that negative force, shapes our lives in ways we cannot even begin to understand. But when we forgive, we choose freedom. We choose to release the past, to let go of the hurt, and to open our hearts to healing. Forgiveness is the antidote to the poison of bad karma. It is the key to unlocking the doors of peace and joy. Compassion, too, is the light that will guide us. Compassion is the understanding that all souls are bound together by the same divine energy. When we cultivate compassion in our hearts, we are sending out ripples of kindness into the world. This is the most beautiful karma, the karma that heals, uplifts, and connects. Dear friends, I say to you today, the worst karma comes not from the world around you, but from the thoughts, words, and actions you create within. But the beauty of this truth is that you have the power to change it. You have the power to change your